These are the 10 biggest pots of online poker history. Number 10, we're playing 2,000, 4,000 PLO on coin poker. Hannibal Getcha raises to 12,000. All you win on the button calls. Red envelope in the big blind is playing very short stack, comes in for the squeeze, 55,000. Hannibal snap calls. All you win on the button, $1 million deep, comes in with the back raise to 227,000. Snap call by Hannibal. Flop comes down, King 7-5 with 2 spades, 529,000 in the middle. Hannibal leads out for pot. All you win goes into the tank. 60 seconds in, all you win reaches the limits of his time bank. If the red line crosses the 6 o'clock position, his hand will be auto-folded. Decides to go all in. 845,000. The pot now is 2.2 million. Hannibal shows up with King Queen 9-7. He has flop top 2 pair. All you win on the button shows up with naked aces. And red envelope with the small side pot here with King Queen 10-8 top pair. Turn is a 9. River is a queen. All you win remains unimproved. And Hannibal Getcha is going to win this main pot for $2.1 million. Number 9. We're playing 5,000, 10,000 blinds. There's a $10,000 ante in the middle as well. Number 29 raises from middle position to 45,000. Gets called by the big blind, Crazy Trader. Flop comes King Jack 5 with 2 hearts. Check to number 29. Playing from his phone, swings out with a $100,000 bet. Pot size bet here on the flop. Back to Crazy Trader. Goes a bit into the tank. Decides to raise to $371,000. These guys are about $1 million deep to start the hand. Number 29 goes all in. Call, 2.1 million in the middle. They turn over their hands. Crazy Trader has middle set and a queen high flush draw. And number 29 is sitting on a straight draw, holding 25% equity. He needs to improve hitting an ace, queen, or a 10 that is not a heart. The turn is a 5 of spades, turning number 29 dead. Number 8 goes down between the same players on the same table. Crazy Trader comes in with the limp from the small blind and faces a pot size raise from number 29, 38,000 to call. Comes in for the limp raise to 122,000. And number 29 makes the call. The flop is Jack 6 deuce with 2 clubs. 250k in the middle. $1 million effective behind. Crazy Trader comes up with a half pot size bet. Quick call by number 29. Turn brings in the flush. The queen of clubs. $500,000 in the middle. Crazy Trader decides to check. Back to number 29. He called the flop bet. Decides to bet 257k on the turn. Crazy Trader goes into the tank. Decides to go for a min raise to 514,000. And faces a snap shove. And makes the call. We have a $2.2 million pot. Crazy Trader turns over the king high flush. And number 29 with the ace high flush. Only the 10 of clubs can save Crazy Trader here by improving to a straight flush. He can't connect. And number 29 wins a $2.2 million pot. Number 7 of the top 10 biggest pots of online poker. We see a 30k open by Omaha for rolls in the cutoff. Hannibal Getcha on the button makes the call. Tony G in the big blind calls as well. The flop is King 7-3 with 2 hearts. 100,000 in the middle so far. Gets checked to the button. Hannibal chatting and playing at the same time. Checks behind. The turn brings in a secondary flush draw. 6 of spades. So 5-4 makes a straight. A bunch of draws possible. Pot size bet by Omaha for rolls. 104,000. Hannibal Getcha with a pot size raise to 416,000. And Omaha for rolls 1.2 behind. Decides to put it all in. We have a $2.7 million pot. Omaha for rolls has the straight, but Hannibal Getcha has the straight as well with a spade redraw. They're going to run it one time. River is a spade, and Hannibal Getcha wins a $2.7 million pot against Omaha for rolls. Number 6 on our list here is a 5K, 10K game. You have $10,000 in the middle as an ante. Ataka from the cutoff makes it $30,000. Tony G on the button. 3.2 million deep, goes for the call. Chata is in the small blind, also known as Grassviz, one of the best players in the world. Comes in for the squeeze to $140,000. Ataka back raises to $470,000, and Tony now with $30,000 so far committed is going to make the call. Back raise all in by Chata. This is not an official raise, so Ataka and Tony will not be able to re-raise. They're going to make the call, and we head to a flop 3 raise. 1.8 million in the middle as the flop comes down Jack 3 deuce with 2 diamonds. 500,000 behind here in Ataka's shoes, first to act. Chata is already all in at this point. Ataka jams all in. Tony makes the call. 2.8 million in the middle. We have Ataka with a set here. Queen, Jack, Jack 9 double suited. Tony has flopped a wrap and a flush draw and is currently a favorite 3 ways with 49% equity. And Chata has ace, king, king 3. Doesn't have much to work with on this flop. They're going to run it one time. Turn is the ace. River is the queen. And Tony G improves on the turn to a straight and wins a $2.8 million pot. And we enter the top 5 of the biggest hands of all time. 5K, 10K. Crazy Trader opens up to 47,000 from middle position. Number 29 with a 3-bet, 168,000 on the button. Omaha rolls in the big blind, makes the fold. Crazy Trader here out of position pre-flop and post-flop, of course. Back raises to $500,000. 4-bet pot here from Crazy Trader. Number 29 makes the call. Over $1 million in the middle on an ace-high board, ace queen 3. This should be good for Crazy Trader with the 4-bet. About a pot size bet behind. Are we going to see a shove, or will he go for a small bet? He does decide to go for 289,000. About a third of the pot. And we see a push by number 29. Crazy Trader makes the call. The chips fly into the middle as we do see a $2.88 million pot. Crazy Trader shows up with aces, flop top set, and number 29 has a queen and an inside straight draw. Needs to connect with a king, with a jack, or with a 10 in order to make the nuts. Turn is a 4. River is a jack, and number 29 makes Broadway and wins a $2.8 million pot. We are looking down at number 4 of the biggest pots of all time. Number 29 raises it up to 45,000. Omaha rolls on the button, makes the call. Crazy Trader in the big blind. These guys are all about $1.5 million deep. Comes in with a squeeze for $195,000. Number 29 makes the call. Omaha rolls makes the call. 600,000 in the middle already. As the flop comes down 3, 4, 5 with 2 clubs. Crazy Trader here out of position against 2 players. He's going to check. Number 29 comes out betting full pot, $600,000. And Omaha rolls on the button, pushes all in for 1.2. We see a call, 3.1 million in the middle, and Omaha rolls has a pair, a gut shot, and the nut flush draw. And number 29 is sitting on a semi-bluff here with a pair of 4s and an open-ended straight draw. He has 37% equity. Omaha rolls has 63% equity. The turn is a jack of diamonds. Number 29 remains unimproved. River is a 9 of hearts, and he improves to 2 pair. 9-4 wins against ace 5, and number 29 takes down a $3.1 million pot. And we enter the top 3 hands of all time of online poker. Tony G raises it up to 30K. Grassvis, aka Chata, makes it 113,000 on the button. Hannibal, cold 4 bets from the small blind to 387,000. These guys are about $2 million deep. Chata makes the call. The flop is ace 6-3 with 2 hearts and 1 diamond. Pot size bet by Hannibal. Chata pushes all in, call 4 million in the middle. Hannibal has the nut flush draw with king jack 9-7 and a backdoor flush draw, and Chata has flopped 2 pair and the heart draw. They're gonna run it one time. Turn is a queen of spades. Hannibal remains unimproved, doesn't connect on the river, and Chata wins a $4 million pot. And this brings us to the second largest pot of online poker history. Playing 5,000, 10,000, Tony G is sitting on a $6 million stack. He raises to 27,000. Chata on the button, 3-bet to 100,000. Hannibal 4-bet to 358,000 from the small blind. And Chata on the button has a decision to make. He makes the call, 762,000 in the middle, 1.7 effective behind. Hannibal first to act, bets 596k. Chata makes the call. Turn is the 7 of spades. All in for half pot. Call. 4.2 in the middle. Hannibal shows up with ace, king, queen, jack. Top pair, top kicker. And he has 82% against top pair with the second best kicker, ace, queen, 10-5 in the hands of Chata. River brings in the 8, and Hannibal wins the second largest pot in online poker history, $4.2 million. And this brings us to the largest pot of online poker history. We're playing 5,000, 10,000 blinds. Tony G raises on the button. Hannibal Getcha squeezes from the big blind to 148,000, gets called by Tony and called by Chata. The flop is ace, queen, 10 with 2 clubs and 1 heart. 451,000 in the middle so far. Hannibal comes out swinging, half pot, 225. Tony in position. These guys are very, very deep, 3.6 million behind. Tony makes the call. Chata out of the way. Turn is the 8 of hearts, bringing in a secondary flush draw, 900,000 in the middle, 3.4 behind. Hannibal comes out potting, 900,000. Tony all in for 3.4, gets called, $7.7 million in the middle, and they show up with top 2 pair for Hannibal Getcha with the queen high flush draw, and Tony G has Broadway. Hannibal needs a club, an ace, or a queen to improve, and they're going to run the biggest pot of online poker history, the good old-fashioned way, one time. The river is the 4 of diamonds, and Tony has the nuts and wins the biggest pot of online poker history, $7.75 million.